List live. Today, once again, as always, what we are doing is we are going to be talking about what we are doing in our lawns as a live interactive segment. What are you guys working on in your lawns? What are you guys looking at? What's going on in your areas? Once again, let us know where you're at because those who are new are going to be coming in and trying to see what they can do in their areas because we're interacting and understanding what everybody is needing to do or what they should be looking at or if they're seeing any kind of issues, problems, fungal issues, pest issues, anything like that. One of the things that I have noticed this week, just wanted to make it people aware, is here in Utah, we had a very mild winter. The problem with that was that it left us open for some new issues, some new problems. I was out in Grantsville. It's a city that's kind of off the beaten path and stuff. They're a little bit drier. They're under water restrictions and stuff, so they haven't been able to water really well. And we're seeing a lot of sod webworm already out there. There's a lot of pest presence already forming. So in your certain areas, it might be wise if you are here in Utah to start paying attention to pest presence because I'm starting to see it already and it is becoming an issue. Sod webworm is already showing its head, so just be aware that that is out there. I reached out to those who follow me on Instagram and I had asked them to send me some ideas of things to talk about today. And so I have taken some of their ideas and we're going to go ahead and talk about those on our sides. As you guys start to come in for the morning, and once again, Saturday mornings are a little bit difficult to get a quick following, and I understand because we are out there doing that honeydew list. So I am going to start going over some of the things that others said that I should think about talking about today. Backwoods, good morning. How are you, sir? So those things that I think that you or that others were saying that I should talk about was this one kind of goes hand in hand with this, and I'll read the second one also. So these two kind of go hand in hand. Juggling work schedules and home chore schedules. How do you guys do that? And actual honeydew lists, what the wife is wanting done that we've put off. So I'm gonna put those both together. Those are things that this kind of list is kind of centered around is, what are we doing in our lawns? What are we doing in our home lives? What are we doing in our professional lives that make a difference as we come here? We've got to understand what's going on in our lawn, and not for all of us, our lawn is our 100% focus. So we have a dedication elsewhere, obviously home life, friends' lives, professional life, those types of things. How do we juggle that successfully? So the way that I do it, and I'd love to see, hey Ned, I'd love to see what you guys have to say in the comments as you guys come in and tell me how you guys actually juggle this, is that what I do is I set days that I am going to do something every single week. Obviously, that's kind of a given, but the thing about it is that I stay flexible. I remember the times that it takes me to do each individual one of my tasks, and I go ahead and get those individual tasks reassigned if something comes up. And I know my times, how long it's going to take. And so I always am taking and slotting my times over to a different time zone if it doesn't work out for my scheduled times. Those times that we set aside, like you try to keep that dedicated pace, but not always is it going to work. It sometimes has to slide, it sometimes has to move, it sometimes has to go to the next thing. So you just kind of keep those things fluid, but you always stay as consistent as possible because lawn care is always about consistency. So staying consistent as possible is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to pay attention to. So with that said, the other half of that question did come from Mr. Mike Haddad himself. And he said, actual honeydew list, what is the wife wanting done that you've put off? So in my house, one of the biggest things that I get yelled at kind of recently and daily is that we bought gates for holding our dogs back from running to the front door or going down into the basement. We kind of contain them to areas as we do things. And yeah, I haven't put those up yet. The box is still sitting right there. I'm staring at the box as we're talking. So, yes, there are things that we are putting off. There are products that I do need to unbox to put on a video that I haven't been able to do because I'm trying to get certain plans in place and just hasn't materialized yet. So, those types of things are the things that I'm missing out on. Going to go through some of the comments. I've noticed you guys have been talking, so let's see what we've got going on. So, we just shingled my roof and haven't had time for any yard work this weekend. Gotcha. Weekend's still young, just barely beginning, so hopefully you get to get out there. Grassy Mint, good morning, sir. Polo Lawn Fields dropping some hot stripes, and he was fertilizing today. I love it. Polo, love it. Thanks for sending me those over. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's dropping some super hot content over there. You should just go ahead and pop over, check out Polo Lawn Fields. Mike, once again, good morning. Thank you for the question and those things that we put off in our lawn. He's saying hi, back and forth. Eugene, good morning. Let's see. Russell, my man, how you been? It's been a couple of weeks. Hopefully everything's going good down there in Texas and everything is going well. So yes, what kind of things are you guys putting off in your guys' lawns? What kind of things are you guys seeing that that you have on the honey-do list, but what have you guys been putting off? What are the things that you guys don't want to get to at this point in time? Let me know. Just drop those in the comments so we can talk about it a little bit. Once again, with schedules and being able to juggle, obviously you've got to be flexible. Like I said, those are the things. I'd like to know what you guys do in the comments also. Like if you can just throw those in the comments, that would be really helpful. Here's one that I kind of wanted to dig a little bit deeper into. I had started talking to the individual on the backside, and it's Sooks for VR. Parkway defense, keeping it healthy. So your park strips, people call it health strips. It's called a couple of different names. How do we keep those alive and healthy? So with mine, I found over the past year that if I can keep moisture in mine, because obviously the biggest thing that we have to defend against is heat. Heat is going to be the biggest killer of a small park strip. Any kind of small grass area with heat sources on either side, road, concrete, dividers, drains, anything that creates heat is going to be the enemy. And the more heat that's radiated in it, it opens our grass up to disease presence, pest presence, and obviously heat-related issues. One of the best things that I have figured out for myself, and the thing that really worked for me last year, after number one of all things that you can do is have the best water coverage possible. Like if you can get your water coverage on point so that you can water both sides of those really extremely well, that will go a huge way. It will go a huge and long way. So I had to switch because on my park strips, all my park strips had the heads on the roadside and it was all throwing in. And you would think, okay, that would be okay, but it's not, because the side that the heads are all on, nothing throws back to them and nothing gives you that back coverage. And so I was getting dry spots over by my heads in between each head. So like you have the two heads here, right here where my nose is, that's where the dry spot was, in between the two heads. And so I had to switch those around to get the proper coverage. So that wasn't the only key. So I have metal grates, dragon grates out there. And the other thing I really figured out that was working extremely well for me, because it got so hot, because I had those metal drain grates, it was something I had to really pay attention to, and that was the heating aspect of it, and then going hydrophobic. The hydrophobic soil was what was getting me out there. So I put my lawn out in my park strips on an every 3 week baby shampoo regimen. I know I'm saying it a lot, but it's fixed a lot of issues, guys. I tossed it on that, started doing that, and it's made a huge difference ever since. It really has helped. I use it in combination with my humic acids, those types of things, but it's just an instant pop to open that hydrophobic soil is what I was using it for over there, and it really goes a long way. Keeping moisture in the area, because as it heats up and it starts to dry and it goes hydrophobic, that's when we have those problems. Second thing is just staying on top of your spot sprays in those areas that are going to open up around the sides, and just keeping, you know, the weedy grasses, the weeds, everything out so that you can stay on top of it. But honestly, if you keep the moisture in it and you keep it consistent, closest to 1 inch as possible a week, you're going to really notice a huge difference in your park strips, in your park defense, like to help those areas look a lot better. Water is king in there, and as long as you can keep that moisture down there, I promise you guys are going to have a lot better success with your park strips this season. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Looks like the chat's kind of moving a little bit for me. And we have, I've been building a fire pit on the list for 3 years. Nice. I like that. Is that the reason why you asked that? Is because you're actually working on the honeydew list and you kind of wanted to shout out for the wife so that she knows, hey, I'm not just building driveways to make my grass look better. Honey, I'm doing this fire pit for you. I got you. I got you. My yard needs fertilizer. I'm hooking up irrigation today and managed to mow yesterday. Well, nice. Nice. What you going, what do you, like when you said you hooked up your irrigation today, what do you mean? Like you turned it on for the season, you have a new system. What you got going on with that? I'm dealing with creeping Charlie in my park strip. Any suggestions? Move. Just move houses. Just leave. Get up. Go. There's a couple of good products out on the you can definitely use. A couple of good herbicides that you can use, just depending on what your local regulations are. And I'm trying to remember. In Michigan, there we go. I'm trying to remember what isn't banned up there or what you guys are allowed to have. Reach out to me, Jeremy of the Greener Lawn. There's a couple of them that I want to say, but when I get further back east, I always have to check just to make sure that they're not banned. So if you don't mind just sending me just a DM on Instagram or emailing me, and we can talk about that, because there's a few things that will definitely help that. But if they're not available in your area, there's no point. Nestor, what's going on? Morning, Jamie. SoCal, what's going on, brother? Morning, Sensei. I'm hooking up my irrigation pump to my water storage tanks today because they are finally out of the freezing temperatures at night. Oh, nice. Nice. Where are your temperatures currently located at? Yeah, no problems, Grassy. Just reach out. Like, I just hate to say something and then like somebody comes and watches this later and they're like, oh, I live in Michigan also, and I can get and it's the wrong product, and then now they're just like staring at me. So yeah, just go ahead and hit me up and we'll get you the perfect product, because there's a few things. Grace, what's going on? Jamie, putting down the Pro Pete 1704 spreader settings do you recommend, sir? What spreader? What spreader are you rocking on that, Jamie? Is Utah still in the drought on water limitations? So places are. We do have quite a few places that are starting to be restricted back. Like the very beginning of this, I was talking about Grantsville. They get water shares on their secondary water, and they traditionally have 2,000 or 200,000 gallons of water per share. This year, they're only 50,000 gallons per share. So 50,000 versus 200,000, and they usually only get like 2 to 4 shares on acre plus lots. So it's ugly out there. So we've been I've been out there quite a bit trying to help some people out there because of that. So yes, there are some restrictions. Yes, we are in a dire water need. And so those people who can stay conscious about it here in Utah, please stay conscious because it is something that we have to. I saw that California is now all in a drought. Like I'm seeing that there's a lot of us western states that are having lots of issues so far. Let's see. +5 at night now, +20 during the daytime. I'm guessing these are Celsius because +5 at night is kind of cold. Um, so that's probably what, right around probably like 46 degrees, I'm guessing. 30, or yeah, about, I don't know, 42, something like that. I don't know the conversion on Celsius. Hey, Siri, help me out here. No, seriously, turn it off. Turn off, Siri. I didn't really want you to go away. I forget you can tell it that. All right. Spreader is an RB60. Oh, all right, Jamie. I don't know the echo. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything that would be helpful going across. Um, I can help you look it up as soon as I get off when I can do a little bit of research because usually you can like see what other products that have similar like distribution rates and you can kind of find their range and you can dial it in. Just unfamiliar with that. Sorry, Jamie. That's the problem is when we don't use all the same spreader and all spreaders use a different technique, a different number system, a different like opening, gauging, stuff like that. That's hard. You know, some are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. My spiker is 1 through, I don't know, 10. I don't even know what this one is. Scott's spreaders are like have 20 on their gauges, and I'm like, I don't know. There's no consistency. So unfortunately, we can look it up though. Like I can help you as soon as we're not on here, Jamie. The the best thing that I always recommend to people is once you get to know your spreader, then you see how many pounds that they're recommending because it's just all in pounds. Pay attention to the prill size to see how homogeneous those prills are, and then kind of gauge it off of that. And use what you're traditionally used to, and then kind of gauge it back and forth because you should see the flow and you start to get used to them over time, and it really helps. Once, like if Pro Pete's going to be your go-to, and it's a great one to stick with, if that is your go-to, once you find the numbers and stuff, then you're going to be totally fine. Like you'll be able to like set it and forget it. But we can look it up as soon as I get off. Let's see. Wifey has me taking down our window shutters and painting them today flat gray. About to rain, so no lawn work. Well, she found a good way to utilize your time, it sounds like. Before you pull them down, have you pulled them down? If you haven't pulled them down, I'd like to see before and afters. That'd be kind of cool to see that, Ned. Good morning, Marshall. Hydrogen cells going up. Yeah, like I know that some people are like it's hoaxy. I get people who ask me the difference between baby shampoo and hydrotain, two different like modes of action and different things that they're going to do in the soil. So baby shampoo is a surfactant. It's opening up the soil. It's letting things to penetrate down deeper. Hydrotain retains moisture. So yes, you can get a little better retention out of running baby shampoo because it's deeper and obviously it doesn't evaporate as quickly, but it doesn't recapture any moisture. As soon as the moisture goes, it goes. So the nice thing about it is if you use baby shampoo to get hydrotain down deeper and you water it in properly, you're going to get a lot better results out of the hydrotain that you're using because it's going to recapture that moisture as it goes to leave the soil deeper down into the profile. Voila, there you go. So those are your two differences. If you didn't know the differences, I get a lot of questions about those types of things. It's just like I get people who ask me about aerate versus baby shampoo all the time. Two different modes of action, two different results on the backside of it, different lengths of periods of time, lots of difference there. But, you know, we're willing to explain all this later on. Was not the question. It was about hydrotain. We won't go all the way into that. But different modes of actions are going to do different things. just like that. So yes, if it is going up on hydrotane, it is well worth it because it is retaining that moisture that's already down there, recapturing it, keeping it in the soil, and allowing us to go longer in between our waterings. So we have, you guys are using dish soap to water the lawn. How much soap per 1,000 square feet? Don't worry about how much, like dead serious. It's a surfactant. So all it's doing is breaking one, the water tension that's on the water, and it's not allowing it to beat up. It does allow it to penetrate down into the soil. Second thing it's doing is breaking the hydrophobic tension on the soil. It's not about how much. People always ask, how much per thousand? How much per thousand? I have found that 4 to 6 ounces filled up all the way to the top with water after that 4 to 6 ounces in a ortho hose end on a 3 ounce setting, I can get my whole 8,000 square foot lawn done, and it works. If I slow down just a little bit on my drier spots, and then I flip it over to water and I water it in really well with the baby shampoo, or dish soap, those types of things. But it's not so much like how much, it's just a matter of getting it in there because it has that hydrophobic property and a little goes a long way. You can see that, like, one day I'm gonna have to run this experiment, and I did it when I was in grade school. Craziest thing. You take and you make like a little paper boat, and you just kind of in the shape of a boat, and you cut out a little hole in the back of it. You put it on the like in like a little container of water, and you just take a little dish soap or baby shampoo and you drop it in that little hole, and it like shoots it across because it breaks the tension on the top of the water, and now that water doesn't have that surface tension anymore. Like it broke it for that whole container of water with one drop. So a little goes a long way. It's not a huge amount. It's more of like just getting it evenly out there and spread so that it's hitting everywhere and breaking that tension everywhere and allowing water to penetrate deeper that way. All right. Got to figure out where that was. I've done some research and it seems the sweet spot is 8 ounces. Is this your recommendation? If you want, you can use that. Like I said, I use 4 to 6 ounces over my whole 8,000 square feet. There's what I found with mine. Obviously, if you're using dollar store baby shampoo, comes in like a 20 ounce bottle or whatever, and you'll just have to buy more. Mine lasts me a whole long time for $1, and I usually end up giving half of it to my neighbors to fix their spots. Americans, yeah, I know we can't convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, but can you go the other way? Can you tell me what that is? Because you're gonna make fun of me. Pro-Pete Echo, I would use 3 to 4 small perills. I like it. Thank you, SoCal. Thank you so much. The Echo has a cool conversion chart on the back. Just give me the setting you use on your spreader. Oh, on my spiker on Pro-Pete, I think I was a 2.7. It was either a 2.5 or a 2.7. It was right there. I haven't used it for a bit. I got to go back down with it though. Somebody wants me to use Pro-Pete on one of my side plots, and I'm going to. So I've got to get that back out there so that we can keep watching that because it did really well earlier this season. So 2.7, 2.5 is about where I did it. I don't remember which one it was, but that's going to be so ballpark that you're going to be in the right place. If you go heavy at the lawn sensei, will soap not hurt your lawn? As long as it's not antimicrobial and it doesn't have like any like crazy fragrances or anything, it doesn't hurt anything. The antimicrobial, we are trying to build those soil microorganisms down there, and that's what we're trying to promote and keep healthy. If you use an antimicrobial, that's going to do the complete opposite. Here's the thing that a lot of people, like when I make this analogy, have you ever watched anybody wash their cars out on the lawn? And after the fact, wherever they washed their cars with their dish soap or whatever they've done, it really greened up, really got super duper long. It did a lot better, like in those areas where they washed it. But what happened was the water got in there, it got deeper. It was able to, keep the soil moisture a lot better. Water deeper, helped everything out because of the shampoo and the surfactant getting down there and helping out. So those are the things that you're going to see. You're not going to see damage as long as you're not using any kind of extra products in there. That's why I always say baby shampoo, just because they don't run anything like that in it, because they think that, oh, a lot of people put it in the baby's eyes by accident, and they try to not have anything that's going to hurt them. So if it doesn't hurt a baby's eyes, it doesn't hurt anything. Dish soap does the exact same thing, just as long as it's plain, no added, no antimicrobial, stuff like that. Yes, that works extremely well also. Like I said, the only reason I always say baby shampoo is because they usually make it as universal as possible without any kind of extra stuff in it that would cause any damage to our lawn, because it won't hurt a baby. Weeds in St. Augustine, Waco, Texas. Should I use Sunnyland weed and feed or a liquid? It's your call. I usually use two separate because I don't like to do blanket applications. Sunnyland will do a good job for you, but it's going to be a blanket application, and herbicides do have the issue or have problems with killing the good microorganisms in the soil if we use them as blanket. Obviously, if you do it like once a year or you're not doing it very frequently, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. If you have a high weed presence, it's good to, you know, just knock it down. It makes it easier. But it's much better if you have just a few spots throughout the lawn to just spot spray. The reason why is that you're not killing off like mass blankets of all that. You're not having any kind of issues with, you know, doing more damage than good because you're just spot spraying. The thing about any kind of weed killer is that normally it has to land on the plant, dry to the plant, and then it kills the plant in a granular form or even in a spray form. There's not usually a whole lot of residual in a post-emergent to keep killing weeds in that same little area. Some of them have it. I'm not going to say all of them, but the good majority of things that we're going to be applying to our lawn don't have a residual. It's whatever they land on, whatever they dry to, those types of things. You know, those are the only things that they're going to kill. So why blanket some when you're wasting a lot of the product when you don't have to? If there's high weed pressure, yeah, by all means, go ahead and get that done. On my Scots Elite, I usually use a 2 to 3 for the Pro Pete, depending on the amount I'm throwing. Most of the time I did 2 passes and it's spot on. Nice, good job, Nestor, and thank you. I like that. Hensley, thank you, I really appreciate it. If you have any specific questions or anything, feel free. Always you can reach out to me, Jeremy of the Greener Lawn at gmail.com. I'm pretty interactive on DM on Instagram. Once again, that's the Greener Lawn on DMs, and you can, you know, go and check that out. Grace, my husband bought me the Toro 60-volt lawnmower. We'll be giving it a try on my backyard today. Nice. So I've been using one of those since last year when I did my lawn level. I wasn't going to throw the Time Master out there on a freshly leveled lawn, especially when it was as sparse as it was and as heavy as that 140-pound machine is. That is a super light machine. It has a very good cut quality. It's so light that the striping is non-existent really with it. It's not a great stripe. Obviously, it'll give a touch of a stripe, but the other day on Instagram, I posted a picture of a no stripe. It was because I had used that lawnmower. So I had ran my little 60 volt across it to double check it. And just, you know, I was kind of seeing like different levels and stuff. I do have, just on that same line, I do have a 60 volt that I need to unbox, and I need to put a video out on. If anybody in Utah would love to come and try that on my lawn and give me your feedback of that machine, I need to make a video. I need 5 people from Utah. Please come help me make this video. I don't want to just do my personal opinions when I can get others' opinions. When we unbox it, use it on a lawn, see how it feels, see what you like. So if you are from Utah, please reach out to me. Jeremy of the Greener Lawn at gmail.com or DM me, okay? I would love to get your guys' opinion on video for Toro about that machine. It's a different experience. It's not a heavy machine. It's a lighter machine, and it does give a decent cut quality and stuff, but once again, I would love to get your guys' opinion. So Grace, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, Grace. Um, it's definitely something that you will find enjoyable, I believe. Um, but I've heard some different opinions, and of course, all valuable. Currently, my neighbors are using that machine that I had, and they're loving it. They absolutely love it. They have a 6,000 square foot lawn. One battery does the whole thing. They love the cut quality on it. They're keeping it about 2 inches, and they're enjoying it. Hopefully, you're going to find it the same way, Grace, but I'd really love to hear your feedback on it. Alrighty. Gotta find Grace's comment again. On Sensi, thanks all. Gotta get to work. Be safe. Hey, always good seeing you, SoCal. Good morning, Frank B. Good morning. Um, will always respond. I try to always respond to everybody. Like that's the whole thing that I I'm still small enough, and I've been small enough, I guess, for the past 3 years that I've been doing this, that I try to respond as best as possible. And I tell people that, if I don't answer you, it's one, because I have ADD and I probably forgot, or two, I truly didn't get it. So just email me or text me again or DM me. And I really do try to respond to you guys, because I don't understand like running a channel and not responding, but I get it at this point in time because I am getting a lot more influx of comments, questions, concerns, those types of things. So I do 100% get why guys like sometimes just can't, because of the sheer number of comments, like emails, DMs and stuff they get. But till I get to that point, I plan on being as interactive, as helpful for you guys as possible. Um, and people always think that like I try to put people on lawn plans, or I try to do these things that charge people. Even my lawn plans, my helping people, I just do it as a suggestion. Like if you want to give me a tip for assisting you, feel free, but it's not a requirement, and I've never asked for a payment for helping somebody. It's a part of, like, if you send me an email, you'll see that it's at the bottom. And I help 70% of people who don't tip me. Like, and I help them the same exact way as those who do, those people who find me valuable. So seriously, if you want to reach out to me, it's not about it's not about anything but assisting you and getting the best knowledge for your lawn. That's the reason why I try to get people one-on-one, is because we all have microclimates. We're all dealing with our own issues. We're all dealing with our own constraints to our budget, or to what fertilizer we can get, what herbicides we can get, what pesticides we can get, what things that we are going to be using in our lawn. And so to give like blanket statements on chats and stuff, it's not beneficial when I can just say, hey, just DM me or email me and we'll help you. Like one-on-one, we got this. My favorite thing that I've started doing that I really like, and it's kind of fun because I get to learn other people's lawns from around the world, from around the United States, from around Utah, everywhere, is helping people on Instagram Live, or FaceTime, or Zoom. That's been a blast. So if I can help you guys, just feel free to reach out to me. Um, let's see. Thank you again. Sorry, that was a long ramble rant, backwoods, but I try. I really do. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. What liquid would you use to kill the weeds in St. Augustine? Depends on what weeds you're dealing with. Obviously, some are better than others. There's really not like a blanket statement for that. And once again, on any kind of weed killer, we've got to see what is available to your state and what actually works for the specific target weed. So feel free to email me, jeremyofthegreenerlawn@gmail.com, and we can help you out with that. I hate throwing blanket statements out there because they don't work in all situations. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Like, I like to be able to make sure that the recommendation actually fits, not just oh yeah, use this and just throw it out there. Let's find the right one for your specific weed pressure, for your specific state, for all those things. I promise you it's a much better system than me just a blanket statement, you guys. All right, if the Toro made a 60-volt super recycler, I'd give it a whirl. The accountant is eco-friendly. I can speak. Normally at this point I'm drinking something, but I don't have my water with me. Um, what's going to be the difference between the regular one and the super? Why only the super? Why you being a super snob? Just kidding. And yes, Jeremy is super helpful and always available to assist. Great dedication to the community. Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate it. I really do. That's kind of what this is all about to me, is building a community. I did a little bit about me. I guess we're gonna do a little bit about me. Open it up for any questions, and we'll go ahead and hop off. I don't know if anybody really knows a whole lot about me. I don't really talk about the past or anything. But coming before I started doing my YouTube lawn care channel, I actually worked for a company. It was called Job Corps for 17 years. I started out in their recreation department. I went from recreation, I went over to their security department. From their security, I went over to their residential staff. And then from their residential staff, yeah, I don't drink. I drink water. Water is what I drink. So I went from their residential staff back over to security as a supervisor, and then I did behavior management for the last 8 years. I was there for 17 years, but I did behavior management, and I was teaching at-risk youth how to like socialize, how to interact in society, how to change bad behaviors, poor decisions in school, poor decisions in personal life, those types of things. And I was teaching them how to correct it and move forward. So basically, we had to take and make a community out of people from around the world, from inner cities like Compton, California, like Missouri. We had people from New York, the Bronx. We had people from all over the world that we had to teach how to interact and how to get along. And so doing that, it built a sense of pride for community and assisting and helping other people. While I was out there, I started training and I started teaching out there as an assistant or as a trainer for all the training programs and stuff. And so that's what actually got me interested in this interaction, in helping, those types of things. And so when it comes to a community and building people up and making people better, that's the reason I do what I do. I love to be able to assist. I love to have good information. Chaka, thank you. I love to have information. Is it another Ryobi? It's another Ryobi. He's always on that Ryobi. I like to have the information to help people. So I don't have to, and I figured this out after 17 years, I don't have to have every single answer. I don't. I just need to know where I can go find it to get you the best information and the best answers possible. That's the reason I do things the way that I do, is that yes, I have a lot of knowledge. I'll give myself that. Do I know everything? Heck no. Heck no. Do I know people who know a lot about what we're doing? Yeah. I know distributors. I know manufacturers. I know pros. I know people who work in certain industries that can give me the correct answers that I can then give back to you guys. So yes, that's what I like to do. I'm a person who likes to help and get good information out in a community. So if we're not building that community aspect, that's just, it's not me. It's not what I'm about. I've always wanted to be that person who is helping and assisting. And so, yes, that's why I stay interactive. That's why I like to have these conversations, these lives, that kind of stuff. That's why I ask, people to leave a comment down in the comment section so that we can talk about it. I can understand a comment. Everybody has their own opinion about something. Like, that's what I like, is that if I like something and you dislike it, that's cool. That's fine. Talk about it. Just, that's all I ask, is that you say something, you talk about it. Oh, you actually speak? You don't just leave money? Wow. I'll have to read that in just a second, Chaga. But yeah, just I ask for interaction because that's the way we all learn, and everybody has an opinion. And just because there's that old adage that everybody has an opinion and opinions are like a-holes and they all stink and we all have one, whatever it is, like, it isn't like that. Everybody has an opinion, and it's good to hear it because they bring new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of looking things and doing it that way. Like I said, it was going to be a long rant. You guys really didn't know much about my past. That's why I do what I do. That's the reason why I love interacting. I love having these kind of conversations and stuff with you guys. We'll check the chats. We'll see if you guys have anything going on in your lawn, and then I'm gonna let you guys go get your guys' honeydew list done. Um, yeah, we all do something slightly different, and guess what? There is nothing wrong with that. That is perfectly fine. Guess why? Because there's no one right way at all. None. There's no one right way. There's so many different ways to kill the plant that we all love. There's a million ways to keep the plant alive. And in essence, it's a plant, guys. So um, that's 1,000,000% correct. All right, let's see where we were at really quick. I'm having a beer, Jeremy. Nice. Have one for me. You know that you're on your third already. What time is it up there? Man. All right. I know you don't drink. That is correct. Water for me all day long, brother. Dwayne, whenever you're ready to talk, like, yeah, we can get that all worked out. There's Connor. Look at Connor coming in first. Love that guy. Hey, Connor, I'm actually wearing this one. I found this one. All right. Um, good morning for all of your advice. Continue making your green. Yes, sir. Like I said, Dwayne, whenever you're ready after I hop off, I'll be good. Good day. Hope all is well. Ryobi is trash once again. Got a bad spot in the lawn I have to explore today. It's a bug, it's a fungus, heck, possibility of soil nutrition problem. That's the thing is you got to get out there and diagnose it. You got to get in there. You've got to dig around and actually look to see what you're dealing with. If you need help diagnosing it, by all means, like I said, the FaceTime or the Zoom or the Instagram DM live, whatever it is, those work well, and I can help you get in there and we can do it together if you'd like. Yeah, get in there and diagnose it. Don't just call it something. Figure it out. Like, be a lawn detective, as the LCN would definitely say. We do stuff slightly different. Connor is always first. It's Canadian time. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? And Connor loves it. Well, guys, it's been a great morning. It's one of those things that we don't really stay on too much of a topic. We like to bounce around. I did get a few other things that we'll talk about in the next Honeydew live session. Hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. Hopefully everything is going in the direction that you want it to go. If it is not, once again, feel free to always reach out to me at jeremyofthegreenerlawn@gmail.com. I say it a million times. It's because I'm serious. I do want to assist you guys. For all you lurkers, I appreciate you guys being here. For everyone that was interactive, really love that you guys are interactive and talking. Regardless of what style you are, I'm just extremely excited and happy to have you guys around and be able to have the interaction. As always, I'm Jeremy of the Greener Lawn. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend and you make her green.